Good morning. It is Cassie from Fade In, Fade Out LLC in Dalton, Wisconsin. It is time for a morning tarot reading straight from the shop. I am starting out here with the Spirit Animal Oracle cards today, and I'm going to see what comes out for a spirit animal or animals. Ooh. And then I will move into the tarot spread itself and read through that. Let me just take a minute to get my spirit animal for today. All right. Just a reminder, these readings are for me. I read for myself. I've been doing this every day for probably almost 2 months now, and I'm finding it very helpful, very insightful. I get a lot of very useful information by doing this. So as a part of my journey, I've decided to share these messages with others as well when I find it pertinent. So, I've been getting a lot of themes about mindset and perception and big changes, transformations underway. Recently, in the last couple days, I received a spirit animal, and I don't remember which one it was, that signified ancestral healing, which I found interesting. So we'll see what comes through today. I'm not quite sure. I had an interesting day yesterday, definitely a little bit of a emotionally challenging day, and so it'll be interesting to see what comes through. All right, so I received the fox, very pertinent. It says shadow work. There are no shadows without the light. Another theme that I've been getting is polarity, and so that makes perfect sense with that polarity mindset. There is no light without the dark. Polarity is about finding a balance between two extremes. So, all right, we had one pop out right from the gate. We've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. Once again, only messages for the highest good are welcome in this time and space. Messages for the highest good, harming none. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truth in healing. That message just came through to me. Truth in healing with that shadow work. Truth in healing. Don't avoid painful truths. Okay. Oh, followed by the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. And the Strength again. I've been getting the Strength card like consistently over the past week or two, maybe. I think it's been. That one felt like it wanted to come out. Yep, Four of Swords, of course. Queen of Swords, I've seen her a few times as well. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on reading through this. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if needed at the end for clarification, I will pull an Enchanted Map Oracle card or cards, depending on what the needs are here. So, the overall energy of the reading is shadow work. There are no shadows without the light. And then the message that I received when I noticed the Ace of Swords in reverse was truth and healing. Don't avoid painful truths. That makes perfect sense here with the Ace of Swords in reverse, because in the upright position, it can be some sort of enlightenment or awareness of a particular truth, truth coming to light. new perspective, perception, yada yada. So this being in reverse indicates to me that there's a potential to have avoided or be avoiding a painful truth, or the message here is to not avoid a painful truth. So there's something here coming to light, coming to a realization with this shadow work that we need to face whatever this is. So there's something here, again, these readings are for me, so there's something here that I need to face, a reality, a painful truth. It is looking me right in the eye at this particular moment. Okay, the next row here has the Ace of Pentacles and the Strength card. More painful work, shadow work being revealed with the Strength card here, and it's in the upright position. Realizing painful truths can be hard, but it is necessary for growth, and growth shows up here with the Ace of Pentacles. So while it may feel painful and hard and difficult, and you may not fully want to do this, you may not want to go through with this change, you may not want to face this painful truth, it is the only way we can grow. And when we open ourselves up to that growth, look at what comes. This huge, beautiful, beautiful opportunity, the Ace of Pentacles, all the abundance in the world, anything you could ever wish for is right here in your hand if you can face this painful truth. So very interesting that those are right next to each other. And then, doing this shadow work, facing this painful truth, or having this sudden realization, it can be painful, but it's also promising growth. Now, this next row has 3 cards that I saw either yesterday or within the most recent days all together here. So we have the 8 of Swords, the 4 of Wands in the center of the reading, and the 4 of Swords in reverse. So you can't avoid this. There's all this brightness and happiness and joy available here, but you need to see past these roadblocks in your way. I think what's coming through with these 2 particular cards, because this is in reverse, a time of reflection is either being avoided or is really, really needed, or has already been taken care of, because the 8 of Swords is in the upright position, where she's blindfolded and she has all these fears, anxieties, and worries coming at her. I would be inclined to believe that something here is being avoided, this painful truth. The sword energy here is very strong, and the sword energy represents thoughts, ideas, and communication. When we allow our thoughts and ideas and communication to inhabit our brain, we can choose what stays and what goes. And I think possibly what's coming through here, the painful truth, is that these fears, anxieties, and worries are all self-imposed, and you can deal with these at any time if you take the time to really look at it and see it for what it is. And now what's available in the center of the reading here, the other part of the painful truth, is that, again, an awful lot of growth can come from this. An awful lot of building, fruitful action can come from this if we really embrace both the light and the dark of the situation. Our thoughts can be, and our emotions and our feelings and the way that we perceive life is not always sunshine, rainbows, and happiness like is reflected in this card. We need to take the good with the bad. We need to embrace all of it and allow it to all coexist, because there's always a balance between the 2 extremes. And so the 4 here represents stability. I feel that the number 4 here is very significant. Stability, structure, safety is being brought together here by these 2 individuals. And this woman here is looking at this card very closely. Again, having a sudden realization, a sudden truth has hit her that, like, she finally gets it now. The fruit is available now. this is what she needs to do to grow, is to really be aware of these thoughts and not try to necessarily push them away. Fear, anxiety, and worry can exist, but it doesn't have to control us. There's a difference between feeling really anxious about something and observing that and acknowledging that and then continuing to remain neutral, and being really anxious, worried, concerned, and then allowing that to take over your life, and then you continue to put that out into the universe. You continue to vibrate at that frequency, and then things become very complicated because you're sending out those mixed signals. Sure, you really want growth, happiness, and abundance, but are you actually vibrating at that frequency? Are you remaining neutral about your thoughts? Are you observing them and not allowing them to control you? Because the painful truth here to realize is that any pain that you are feeling is self-imposed. Sure, painful situations can arise, but we also can navigate those with our own strength and perception. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next row here. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. Excuse me. The Two of Swords in reverse. And the Sun in reverse. So the Queen of Swords has her back turned to all of these things in this particular moment. And I feel that that's very significant because these cards, I feel that altogether, these cards represent something very symbolic. And what I feel is symbolic between these cards altogether is that you can make a conscious choice. You can make a conscious choice at any time to choose happiness now, okay? Focusing too much on spent emotions, past emotions, hurtful emotions, pain, loss, grief, all of those emotions, they can be there. You can observe them, but you don't have to have them control you. You don't need to maintain this delicate balance in which you are trying to allow all the thoughts that you're having to sort of control your life. You can have memories and emotions. You can have fears, anxieties, and worries. This isn't a message about trying to squash those. In fact, it's more a message of learning to coexist with those and not allowing them to control your life. And so there's definitely something coming through here, and it makes perfect sense for me that a past circumstance or emotional endeavor causes some fear, anxiety, and worry in the present moment. And that's okay. That is okay. That's part of the healing process, is to go through those motions. When we lose something or we go through something very painful, sometimes it's very hard for us to feel that, and we try to do things to squash that, to hide it under the rug, to not really face it and deal with it. But we don't need to try to squash it. We don't need to try to maintain this delicate balance of trying to allow all of these thoughts. Well, I feel really sad right now, and so that's just going to be my energy because I feel so sad right now. We don't have to allow our thoughts to control our present moment. And I feel that the message of a painful truth here, that all of this pain that you're feeling is self-imposed, is very strong because it is self-imposed. Yes, things can feel painful, and it's okay, but we also have the power to change that within ourselves. We can shift our perspective, or if it's truly truly painful, we need to be able to release it and face it and transmute it. There's always something we can do about that. Ignoring it, trying to repress it, or allowing it to control our lives in such a strong way leads to so much unhappiness. It leads to so much unhappiness. And so when I lifted these cards up, the Queen of Swords was looking away from all of this. But when I lay her down on the table, she is looking at it straight on. She's facing it totally, 100%. She's looking it straight in the eye and she sees it for what it is. She understands that this painful truth is necessary for her growth. That pain is part of growth. And it doesn't have to completely debilitate her. She can allow it. And then that is what allows her to become more strong, confident, and sure of herself as she moves forward in her life. She's the Queen of Swords because she's the queen of thoughts, ideas, and communication. She understands how thoughts can be painful, harmful, and can destabilize you. But she also knows how to use those thoughts, ideas, and communication to better herself and to become a stronger individual. And it's all your choice. Me or you, whoever this reading is about, is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords can choose at any particular time to face things head on and observe them and be aware of them, but not allow them to become debilitating, and instead allow them to become a part of this really substantial growth that's coming through here if we face these shadows. Shadow work. There is no light without the dark. There's no happiness without sadness. There's always a balance. There has to be a balance. That's how the universe works. Okay, now at the bottom of the spread, I had 2 additional cards pop out. I've got the Queen of Swords, and then I've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. So I feel that taking impulsive ideas, thoughts, and communication based on very strong emotions can be problematic, and it can also be helpful depending on how you handle it. So the Knight of Swords can be a very fleety individual because the Knight of Swords gets all these ideas, has a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of impulses, very strong impulses here. This individual acts very quickly and swiftly, sometimes without thinking things through. Now, because this is in reverse, I feel that this is cautioning against that, cautioning against acting without thinking, and instead truly feeling it out, truly allowing the feelings to be a part of you. You can feel sad, anxious, worried, concerned, fearful. You can feel all of these things, and you can observe them, and you can allow them to exist within you, along with all of the joyous feelings, the feelings of freedom and happiness and fulfillment and abundance. They coexist. And so the Queen of Cups is another individual who has really earned her right because she knows how to handle her emotions and she understands how emotions work. So I feel that there's a caution here against allowing thoughts to control action or allowing emotions to control action, and instead stabilizing yourself and allowing yourself to truly observe the lessons that are available in this time and space. Okay, we're going to read the fox and we're going to see what it has to say. Shadow work. There are no shadows without light. The fox is asking you to be brave and walk through the shadows. What is coming up for you right now? Feel into the situation through all layers, emotionally and mentally. Be receptive to all states. He's asking that you increase your awareness. Have the flexibility and openness to move fast and confidently around any tricky situations like the fox would. Faith and courage are needed in yourself and actions. Okay, so with that coming out, I feel that the cautionary thing here is not to fear, to not have fear about what it is that you are feeling or what it is that you're having coming up right now. So when I initially read this card, I felt that there was a caution against acting on impulse, right? But there's also a caution against not acting, coming through with the fox. So keeping yourself stuck in the situation where you feel fearful and afraid to do things because you feel this pain, or because you don't want to face it, or because you don't know how to allow these polarities to exist within you. The fox is showing courage, strength, mobility. Mobility is coming strong here. Emotional mobility and fruitful mobility. If you can facing this painful truth where you are in control of your thoughts and your emotions at all times, and even though things may present in a way that can feel very painful or challenging, and cause a lot of fear in you, you don't need to be fearful, because you can trust in yourself, your intuition. You have the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups both in the upright position, two very strong feminine energies that know how to explore pain. They know how to explore pain and feel pain, and they understand that pain is a part of the whole. Pain helps with growth, kind of like destruction also causes growth. So when a volcano explodes and the lava gets all over the plants and environment around it, it can burn everything and break everything down and completely destroy everything. But then we know that the aftermath of that can be incredibly beautiful, because lava creates a very fertile ground for growth. So that destruction has paved way for a new way of a new life to begin. So the shadow work is really about allowing the pain to exist and observing it and being aware of it, but not allowing it to keep you in this place of destructiveness or fearfulness of this change. Instead, allowing it to exist and to uplift you and to strengthen you, because that's truly what it's here for. And there's so much abundance and joy if you can just allow this pain and this process to unfold naturally. I would like to go ahead and I would like to see if there's anything else that needs to come through in this time and space. Any other messages for the highest good, harming none. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a really pertinent message for me. I really am very grateful in this time and space. Once again, only messages for the highest good are welcome in this time and space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything else that I most need to hear in this time and space? Oh, there it is. We got home in reverse. I feel that I know what this one is about, but we're going to see if I'm right. 27. Let's see here. Home in reverse. If you don't feel at home, it is time to do a thorough and fearless, there's that word again, inventory. What are you hiding from? Are you afraid of being yourself? Do you feel that you don't belong where you are? What if you chose another path? Does your understanding of home perhaps dictate that such a place must be unsafe, unstable, or unfulfilling? It's time to love yourself and create a new sense of safety and security within. Wow, you can't make this stuff up. You might have chosen a situation that is familiar and led you back to the original source of your pain. Wow. No matter, because this is an important and powerful invitation to a new you. Say no to the pain of the past. Say no to the voice of your inner critic. No to those who want to dim your light to make themselves brighter. Choose a new home. Take refuge in knowing that beauty and a true sense of belonging lie ahead. That's incredible. I love that message. I love this whole message. I really needed this today. I really hope that somebody else found this useful as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.